So batch 3 is going to be odds and sods kind of section. And we're going to start with the largest of the lot, which is a transformer. And it's from Revenge of the Fallen, the second movie of the live action ones. And it's Devastator. He's a big one. He was considered called the Supreme class. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit for this one. I knew I'd go the wrong way. There we are. Now he's silent at the moment, which is unusual because all week long he's been roaring and shouting his name out, and his eyes have been glowing. Maybe the batteries have finally died. Oh, I hope so. It's been so annoying. But he's nearly complete. He's got all his limbs, his legs, his arms. He's got his lower torso. He's got his head. The only thing that he is missing is one of the ear flaps, which is not necessarily a bad thing because it kind of makes him look like Roger Rabbit or something, Bugs Bunny. But yeah, it's missing the other side of this one here. But it does also have the mandibles, which they're always missing as well, so that's quite good. Move him over to the side. There we go. And sticking with robots, the next one we've got is a Power Rangers SPD Megazord. I think this one's the Delta Megazord. Now it's slightly off-white in places, so it has discoloured ever so slightly. He's missing his sword, missing a piece that clips there, and he's missing one of the sides there. And there. Does work when you turn him on. As you can see, those lights are blaring. I don't know if you can hear it because I'm using the microphone through my headphones, so you probably can't hear it. Oh, cool. There you go, turn it back off so it doesn't annoy. So yeah, we got that. We have a Wolverine, or a Logan, depending on your perspective. He talks. Again, I don't know if you can hear that with using my microphone and headphones.
I'm the best there is in what I do. There's more to me than you think. Oh yeah, take your best shot. I've got claws, and I can use them. I am Wolverine. Back off, bub.
So it says quite a few things as well. It keeps going after that as well. Those blades go in, and it makes the snick sound when they go in and out. And so he's fully working. Cool. Sticking with Wolverine, or Logan. This was just brought in today. Mezco 112 Collective. Logan. That does show you on the back everything that's in there. But how about we actually take a look at him? There we go. If we go one step further, these kind of figures are damned expensive, really expensive, so it'd be nice to actually show you guys who may not have seen a 112 Collective figure just what they're actually like and maybe why they're so expensive. So let's have a look at him. So that hat looks like, is it actually moulded? Yeah, that's part of that head sculpt, is that hat, but it does come with 2 additional head sculpts. Let's have a look at them. There we go. Quite a good sculpt. We've got in there with his eye patch, so that would be the patch version of Wolverine. Sorry about the wobble, I keep knocking the camera stand. There's a word for it, isn't there? Tripod? Yeah. He comes with fist hands, open hands, and of course, it wouldn't be Logan or Wolverine without his claw hands. I can see it's quite well articulated. Very smooth joints as well at that. There's no clicks or anything. Oh, there's clicks on the shoulder joints anyway. It's still quite smooth. It's got an ab crunch. So you can imagine you could get some quite good poses out of these. You should be able to as well for the prices. Very expensive figures. Even at second hand, this one, it's immaculate as you can tell. This one will be going out at around about £110. It's an awful lot of money. And it does also come with a stand, just back there. And he's got his dog tag up there as well, look. And then under here there's probably something else. So that's his leather jacket. There we go. And the remainder of the stand. We'll pop him on there for now. Next to his much cheaper and affordable self. Another high quality smaller figure that was brought in is one that I sold not too long ago actually. And it's a Daimajin. And you may be forgiven for not knowing who this is, because it's not very big outside of Japan. But in Japan he's like the size of a skyscraper. But there he is. Fantastic figure. And I actually love this film. Well, it's a trilogy of films. The first one is by far the best though. He is, as you can see there, a giant statue that comes to life to protect a village when that village is threatened by invaders. It's highly detailed, being a Revoltech figure, and it is a fantastic figure as well. Sticking with Japanese bits and bobs, the same collector that sold me those also sold me that also sold me these, which are theatre coins. Which means that you could only get these coins if you went to the cinema, the theatre, to see these films there, and you could buy them while you were in the theatre. So we got Godzilla vs Mothra, Godzilla versus, I believe that's one of the Mechagodzilla films, 94. I could be wrong. Got the 40th anniversary. That's the other Mechagodzilla film, the previous one. So yeah, that would be the first of the Mechagodzillas, that would be the second. That one, 95, that's Godzilla versus Destroyer, or Destoroyah. 2001, that one is a Godzilla versus Mothra versus King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. Yes, they had very long names in some of these films. And then Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Sorry, Godzilla versus Megaguirus, not Mechagodzilla. Godzilla 2000 Millennium. And 50th anniversary of Godzilla. Godzilla Final Wars. Love that film. So I'll give you a little close-up of all of them as well. Might as well show you the backs as well, haven't I? Because they've got some cool designs on them. Now, there are 12 of these in the set. If you were to consider it a set, they released 12 of these with 12 films that came out. Unfortunately, even though we did have all 12 of them originally, the other 4 of them was damaged in an accident, and that's why he ended up selling the rest of them back to me, because it pained him so much to know that he no longer had a full collection. That's a boring back, isn't it? The front more than makes up for it though. Well, that's those. Next item is something I picked up at Doncaster Toy Fair, and it's a pair of items from a kids cartoon I kind of grew up with, Reboot. I don't see these very often, especially not sealed on the card, so I'm quite thrilled to see these. And they weren't particularly expensive because they're not highly desirable. But there's going to come a time when these do get chased down. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to nab them. And since they had both of them, hack and slash, so I suppose I should really be showing you them that way around. Since they had both of them, I thought I'd get them. If they've only had one or the other, I probably wouldn't have picked them up. You kind of need both of these. They're sort of like twins, aren't they, in the show? Packaging isn't mint, far from it, but also it's not terrible either. So yeah, quite thrilled to pick those ones up. The next couple of items were also Doncaster Toy Fair purchases. We got the Junk TARDIS console playset from one of the stores, and I wasn't particularly looking for this, but I'd recently, just a week or two ago, sold and unboxed one of these for 25 quid. So when I saw this on someone's store marked up at a tenner, it's a no-brainer. It's like I'm almost obliged to buy it for that price, knowing that I've just sold one for more than double that. So yeah, as this one comes with the box, it'll probably be a little bit more than 25 as well, so fantastic. Now this item, it's a Dalek Supreme from Planet of the Daleks. The story came out in 1973, happens to be the first Doctor Who story I'd ever seen, when it was repeated in 93 for the 30th anniversary. And yes, I can see quite clearly that it's missing the eye. But for several years I've had the eye stalk for this Dalek kicking around in the shop. And when I saw this, knowing that they tend to go for about 20-30 quid now, they did used to go for considerably more, like 50 quid. But it's been reissued now. So this being the original release, probably still 20 to 30. And the guy was asking a £5 for it. And I know that I've got the eye somewhere at the shop. I was like, yes, fantastic. I can finally marry that eye up with its owner. Yeah, I've spent about 2 days now looking in the shop for this eye. I can't find it anywhere. That's just typical, isn't it? So maybe I'll take it home at some point and I'll use it as a custom, because these deeper, chunkier bases don't pop up on most Daleks, and they could come in handy for making comic book style customs. You win some, you lose some, don't you? I'm certainly not going to lose on it, but I'm not going to make on it anymore either. Next little batch, some Bakugan. Which are little pieces of plastic in the shape of balls, which I have several of them here. There are 8 of them by the look of it, that when you buy them come with cards, and those cards have a bit of metal inside them. And when one of these lands on a piece of metal, they open up and they become some kind of battle monster creature thing. Well, they should do anyway. Maybe I've closed that one a little too tight. There we go. And do another one. Oh, there we go. That side. There we are. That's supposed to pop out as well. There we go. When you think about how small these are and how many moving pieces there are, and they've got to fit together so well. It's incredible the engineering and the ingenuity that's gone into designing them for what were a relatively cheap children's toy. Quite good, really. Oh, there's another one there. That just turns into a worm of some kind. So there's those. And then we have a little lot of Nightmare Before Christmas figurines. And I think this is one of those sets that came from the Disney store. And they do like a little set of figurines for 20 quid or something like that. So you get Jack and Sally. Oh, Jack's dead. Jack and Sally. You get Lock, Shock and Barrel. Don't ask me which one's which because I've no idea. They've got quite nice detail on them. You got a mayor. And of course, no Nightmare Before Christmas figurine collection will be complete without Oogie Boogie. And there he is. Look at that big happy smiley face. There he is. Looks like he's about to dive off there, doesn't he? Now I'm going to need to make a little bit more space again before we move on to the next batch.